Welcome back, everybody, to the fourth Beer Brackets of the Month episode. Alessandro, we made it to 4.
Yes! Yes!
Somehow we made it to 4, man. Again, this was the first Beer Bracket of the Month episode. It was the first thing we filmed on YouTube back when we were just experimenting with this. And the concept of these episodes, guys, if you haven't watched one before, we open and close our beer brackets, as simple as that, and whatever happens in between. And so these are normally beers that Alessandro and I can't find where each other are, so we can't do a full review on them. You know, and other things mixed into there. But in general, they're just beers that we feel like talking about and feel like presenting to each other and opening and closing our beer brackets with and having a good conversation along the way. This episode is a little special. Actually, really strangely, I had like a really intense dream a couple of weeks ago where I came out of it just thinking about IPAs. And if you've been watching the channel, you know that Alessandro and I just kind of, you know, we love all beer. We don't discriminate when it comes to beers.
Never.
Right, man. We're not discriminatory. We're just not the biggest IPA fans. There are some that we love and some that we appreciate for sure. You know, and who doesn't like a nice, cold pint of an IPA when you're sitting on that patio of a microbrewery one day? It's not that we're against IPAs. It's just not our flavor profile that we're drawn to, right? But I had this dream and I just came out of it feeling like it was something that we needed to do where we needed to incorporate IPAs in the channel because we haven't yet. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be opening and closing our IPA beer brackets. Alessandro, I don't know about you. I went local. 2 really cool local ones from Ontario that I'm really excited to show you.
That's exciting, my friend. Yeah, I went local too, at least for one. We'll see. I'm excited about it because, again, like you said, it's not a type or style of beer that we talk a lot about on the channel. We haven't, at least so far. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see our reaction and what kind of notes we can come up with.
It's really strange. I almost feel like we're going to get some kind of like good karma for doing this. And for
I think so too. I have that same feeling. Like you mentioned the dream, like there's something about today. So I have a good feeling. Let's get into it, my friend.
There's something about it. Yeah, let's get into it. My friend, I am always the gentleman. I will let you start, please. Go right ahead. What are you opening your IPA? Your first ever beer bracket IPAs. Your first ever beer bracket IPA. Your first ever IPA beer bracket.
I went with one that we haven't tried on the channel, but was mentioned already on our channel, and it's the Dogfish Head 90 Minutes IPA.
Oh, that's the one Drew was drinking.
Yes, and look at that nice, cool new label that they have. It's so catchy, and honestly, so cool. I've had this one before, but a long time ago. But I remember this being extremely good, and Drew talked already a lot about it. So if you haven't watched that episode, our friend Drew, he discusses it. We're going to put the link down below. But I wanted to revisit it here today with you and drink it actually here with you. So that's my opening beer brackets.
That's an awesome opener, man. And while you get started and start pouring that out, I'm going to tell you what I'm opening my beer brackets with. This is, as far as IPAs go, this is my favorite IPA that I can get here. And this is a fantastic IPA by a company called Great Lakes Brewery. And it is called Octopus Wants to Fight. So originally it was the name that drew me in. I was in a bar here in Toronto and I saw this on the menu and I was like, you know what? The name sold me. He caught my attention. I'm going to try it. Got myself a pint of it and it was really, really good. What I liked about it, crack this open. I see you poured out your Dogfish Head. So we'll do an official IPA opening beer bracket cheers in a moment here. What drew me to it again, to want to have it again, was that like you would expect out of an IPA, you get those really strong hops, but it's really smooth at the same time. Easy drinking, which I like out of my IPAs. I don't want to be kind of bombarded by the hops. So Great Lakes Brewery, both of the beers that I'm going to be talking about today are 2 of the oldest craft breweries in Canada. So Great Lakes is based out of just outside of Toronto, and they make some fantastic beers. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, IPA cheers.
IPA, our first ever IPA cheers.
Can you believe it?
It's an historic beer brackets moment. I'm all decked out in the merch today. I got the beer brackets glass. I got the beer brackets shirt.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, just worked out this way. It wasn't planned. So, as we sip on our opening IPA beer brackets, I wanted to ask you, what do you think? because IPAs have been really trendy. What do you think it is about the style or about IPAs in general that have made them so popular, especially in the US? Now the US is kind of trending a little bit more towards sours as the trendy beer of choice. But for the longest time, it was IPAs. What do you think? What's your opinion on that? Why do you think they became so popular?
I think that hops in one way in the past years have kind of been rediscovered. So a lot of regions that used not to grow hops anymore have started producing more. And there's a lot of new varieties that are being used and considered and mixed within the brewing. So obviously hops are, as we know, an important element in the brewing process. So introducing the different varieties of hops that have different flavors and different aromas, obviously can change the beer dramatically. And obviously, depending on how much and how you use them, like 90 minutes here is an example, like the way that they, add them slowly throughout the process for 90 minutes produces like a very like subtle and gentle aroma of hops, like throughout without being too overpowering. But some others, like you said, are really punching you in the face. And then you have, all sorts of range of aromas that goes from citrus to piney, grassy, melon. Like there's all sorts of different types. So that I think is what like makes them interesting for a lot of people, because they do have like a wide variety of aroma and flavors.
Like this one in particular, the Octopus Wants to Fight, it says it's brewed with 8 different kinds of hops. So I definitely agree with you on that. I think it's really an experiment with using all these different hops and seeing the different types of unique flavors that can come out of it. This one, why I really, really like this one, I mentioned that it's kind of smooth. The finish is really subtle. The finish is kind of gone really quickly, which I like. It almost makes it a crisp, easy drinking beer, almost along the lines of a Pilsner or a lager. You definitely taste the hops. It's very citrusy at first. There's almost like a sweetness in there too, almost like a bit of honey that you get off of it, but then it's just over right away. And the IPAs that I don't like are the ones, like you said, that kill you kind of with the hops, with the bitterness, where they really last on the finish, where it's almost sort of burning on your tongue in an acidic kind of way, and it just lasts for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and you can taste those hops, and it's just super overpowering. It's not my style. It's not my thing at all. But this one I really like because it's really easy drinking. So if you do live in Ontario or in some of the provinces west of here, if you're up in Canada like I am, and you're looking for a nice, really refreshing, easy drinking IPA, Octopus Wants to Fight by Great Lakes Brewery is a fantastic one. And it has Joe's stamp of approval.
That's awesome.
So I never thought we'd be opening and closing our IPA beer.
One beer to open. One
You hear
beer
that?
to close.
Yeah. What was that?
I feel like this has happened before.
Yeah.
Here, you seeing this?
No. What?
Oh wait! Do you see this?
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Welcome to the land of IPA. I have brought you here because the beer world is in danger. Since the beginning of times, the beer elements have always been in balance. But this is no longer the case. The balance must be restored. The beer world is all around you. It has always been, and it always will be. People just don't see it. Opening and closing the beer brackets allows you to walk through the thin layer that separates the two worlds. Look around you, and you will understand. Until the next meeting, Joe and Alessandro.
Yeah, but that still doesn't explain who you are.
No. Wait a second there. Like, we're not trying to convince anyone about anything. We're just trying to talk about beers that we like and, inspire.
And I don't. That was interesting. I think.
Did you see it too? Like, that was so weird.
I think so, man. I think so. I don't know anymore. I don't know if it's the IPAs. This is why, I knew I shouldn't be drinking IPAs, man. I knew it. There was a reason why I stayed away from these.
Yeah,
I had a feeling, he was talking about the Innocent Gun review, and I had a feeling during that review. I don't know, man. Did you feel anything during any other reviews, any other episodes? Was there anything
There's been a presence, now I'm starting to freak out because I could feel this weird vibes.
I don't know what's going on, man.
It's weird.
I don't know who that little guy was.
You still have your beer? That's the most important part. I still have it here.
I still have my beer. I still have this beer. Although this could kind of explain, do you remember when you got the Schlenkerla beer and I got the Ola Du beer that just came and maybe this is kind of related?
It's possible. Oh, look. I recognize this.
The bell?
It says ring for beer.
The bell.
Beer bell. I've seen this before.
I've seen that before too. Maybe this is all related to that little hipster brewer dude.
Yeah,
maybe this is all intertwined somehow.
And where are we exactly? What's this place?
I don't know, man. It's cold in here and it kind of smells like soup. What's going on?
Yes.
Well, how can we shake ourselves out of this, man?
Maybe inside of the bottle.
Maybe. Oh man, I feel like I just had a deja vu.
Yeah,
that was weird. Sorry, I kind of zoned out for a second.
That felt like the weirdest dream. I don't know.
You felt that too? I feel like I just started, you were talking and I started spacing out. And then I just had this crazy deja vu moment where I was sitting here at the desk and then I was replaying everything in my mind like I'd been here before and saw this all before and then just snapped out of it really quickly. Anyways, I think we've opened our IPA beer brackets. I think we should move right on to closing our IPA beer brackets, my friend. What do you think?
I think we absolutely should, my friend.
Let's do it. I'm going to put this away to save it for later. Don't worry, this beer will be drank.
Oh, absolutely.
My friend, I will let you begin. Please tell me what you're closing your IPA beer brackets with.
Okay, so for the second, I kind of mentioned it. I went local. I kind of had to go with Alai from Cigar City Brewing Company here in Tampa.
You've told me about this one before.
Yeah, this is an absolute classic if you ever come to Florida, specifically in Tampa.
Yeah.
Cigar City is a brewery here specifically in Tampa. It's this IPA, it's named after the sport, the Alai sport. And it's brewed with a different kind of hop varieties. So kind of to bind into what we were talking about earlier. And it's absolutely delicious. It's kind of on the stronger side. It's 7.5%. So just be careful with it if you come down here, get it by the pint at the bar. It's cold and refreshing. It can be dangerous.
All right, so what I'm closing my IPA beer brackets with, my friend, is another local. I mentioned that the two beers I was going to be talking about today were two of the oldest craft breweries in Canada. So the first one being Great Lakes Brewery, the second one being Flying Monkey Craft Brewery. And they're out of Barrie, Ontario, which is not near Toronto. It's a little bit outside of Toronto, let's put it that way. And so they have their Flying Monkey Juicy Ass IPA. And this one I tried for the first time when I moved to Toronto. This is on tap in a lot of bars, a lot of restaurants around. And I think if you live, it's not available in Quebec where I'm originally from, but if you live in Ontario or any of the provinces west of here, from what I was reading, they do export this one. So you can probably find this one pretty regularly. Like I said, it's on tap in a lot of restaurants and bars around here. So if you are a fan of IPAs, I'm sure you've probably tried this one before, and it is fantastic. The Octopus Wants to Fight is probably my favorite of the IPAs. But this one is up there as a high number 2 for me. Give me a little bit of a description of that one, because I think we know Cigar City pretty well. We did a little tour of the brewery down there. So I did get to try a lot of their beers. I don't believe I tried the Alai.
Well, let's cheer first. Cheers.
Cheers, my friend, to the closing our IPA beer brackets.
Yeah, our first ever
first ever IPA beer bracket.
So what I like about it is that it isn't, to me at least, for my experience, it's a very different IPA to a lot of others that I've had. It has that dryness, but it's not overpowering. The hops are there on the aroma, but they're not lingering too much. And to be honest with you, I said it before, it's a dangerous beer because it feels like a 4% beer.
What percentage?
Like you can drink this pint like easily with no problem, but it's 7.5, so it's almost double.
It's 7.5, huh?
Yeah, they did a very good job there with balancing off like all of the elements. So honestly, like it has that hop presence. Obviously, it's an IPA, but it's one of those that you can. I would even call it like almost like a session IPA, even if it's that high, because IPA. It's easy drinking. It's easy drinking. So I would recommend it, my friend. And if you haven't had it last time you came here, like you definitely have to try it next time you come down and visit.
I would love to. Yeah, no, next time I come down to Tampa to see you, we're definitely have to go back to Cigar City Brewing. This one has got like that really lovely, fluffy head to it, which I really appreciate. What I like about this one, the aroma is really nice. You get, of course, the hops because it's an IPA, but there's a really nice kind of smoky toasted element to it too, which is really nice on the aroma. And this is going to be kind of similar to the Great Lakes Octopus Wants to Fight in the sense that this is my style of IPA. The finish is not strong. I don't like a really, really strong finish on my IPAs. I don't like that bitterness to linger way too long and turn me off. It almost has a finish like a lager. You get the maltiness on the finish. The bitterness kind of disappears really, really quickly. And then you get some nice maltiness that's really mild. It's really well balanced and it makes it really easy to drink. This one is a little lower. The Octopus Wants to Fight was 8% plus. This one is 6.6. So it's still pretty high for a beer, but for an IPA, it's pretty low. And it's just really easy drinking. Like you said, it's pretty sessionable, which is that little nook that I like my IPAs to be in. I don't want them to beat me down with hops and just be like, you're gonna take the freaking hops and like, I can't do it anymore. This is right in that wheelhouse for me. It's fantastic. So if you can get this where you are, if you're up in Canada like I am in Ontario or some provinces west, check out the Flying Monkey. I highly appreciate it. The juicy ass IPA. My
wonderful name.
This has been an incredible opening and closing of Beer Brackets. As always, it's a pleasure to see you and to talk to you. And hopefully everybody had a good time. Hopefully you opened and closed your beer brackets along with us. Let us know down below what your favorite IPA is. Is it a local? Is it one that's really easy to find internationally? Is it a popular one? Let us know. What do you like about it? Do you think that we should give IPAs more of a chance? Do you think we should feature them more in the channel? Let us know down below. Alessandro, this was fun. I had this feeling, I felt that we needed to tackle the IPAs a little bit after I had that dream, and I feel like this has satisfied it a little bit, although I feel like we closed one chapter, but it opened another. I feel like there's almost more that we're going to have to explore.
I kind of have that same feeling too. It just feels like we are on a journey. I don't know, like I have this weird feeling, but yeah, I agree. We'll see.
I feel like
where it will take us.
there are other forces at play here that we're not kind of really familiar with yet, but we will find out.
Well, the only way, my friend, is to keep cheering and keep drinking, I think.
Guys, keep opening and closing your beer brackets. Hope everyone's doing okay wherever you are. Cheers, everybody. We'll see you next time.
And don't forget to close your beer brackets.
Never forget to close your beer brackets, especially the IPA beer brackets. Especially.
Yes. It's a weird dimension.